Hi everyone, Simon Keeling here. It is Thursday, the 21st of February. Thanks again for watching weatherweb.net. As always, the site's get free of charge by the adverts you see around the screen. It's by you coming back and using the site and using the adverts. That's what keeps us free of charge, so thank you for doing that. Interesting week ahead. Weather stays largely dry by the looks of it, but we've got this bitterly cold east wind just at the moment across southern areas. Bit of a complication with the possibility of some snow as well in the east and the south, although not much, but it's something that we need to take into account. So let's get on with the details. Picture from satellite this morning. This was at 9 o'clock this morning. You can see the low cloud affecting the eastern parts of England, also through the Midlands into parts of the northwest. And you can also see how the easterly flow is causing these sort of lines of cloud to be coming in from the east. And another interesting feature on here are these lines that you can see here going through the cloud. These are aircraft contrails that are passing through the cloud, or they could actually be the heat, the exhausts from ship funnels as they've gone through. It depends on how exactly low that cloud is. But certainly those features are man-made. But some glorious sunshine, northern and western Scotland, parts of northwest England, western Wales as well. That's where the best of the sun is. Although that screaming east wind is really making it feel bitterly cold through many eastern and southern areas. Now, of course, the weekend is upon us. Many of you are planning for that. This is the chart for today. High pressure out towards the east, and we've got that east to southeasterly flow affecting all parts. You see that we're quite clear of weather fronts just at the moment. Here's the chart for Friday with a high drifting into northern Scotland, an easterly flow across the south, still a strong one as well, with the ice was close together. And you see the green colours just affecting eastern coast and going through the channel, that indicating more cloud here and also the chance of some spots of drizzle. In terms of sailing, those of you sailing in the south, the channel is on a northeasterly, probably around a force 6 to force 7 in that situation. Southern Irish Sea easterly is around force 6, as around the coast of East Anglia. Further north, easterly is around force 4. If you're flying the east and the south, probably you're going to see the low cloud, but to the north and the west it should be generally clearer with much higher cloud bases. On to Saturday, high pressure still just north of Scotland. Still got those green colours you can see towards eastern, central and southern areas, again indicating more cloud and some spots of drizzle. The trough out towards the east, which is this area here, just showing the chance of some intensified precipitation coming in from the east. And that would be in the form of snow flurries, but plenty of low cloud around for many, especially in the east and south. Cloud base is 1,500 feet or so, so not great for flying. The winds northeasterly is at around a 6 through the channel, through eastern coast, northeasterly around 4 in the Irish Sea, and off Scottish coast easterly is at around force 2 to force 3. And then on to Sunday, high pressure still there, north of Scotland, looks still that risk of a trough coming onto eastern coast. Much the same really, cloud and some spots of drizzle, some snow flurries affecting eastern and southern coast. The winds though picking up, look, you can see through this area here towards the east, but here we're going to find northeasterlies at around 6s, perhaps even touching 7 at times coming onto those eastern coasts. Further south through the channel, I think we're going to be looking there at around a northeasterly at 6 or possibly even 7 here towards the east, 5s and 6s out towards the west. And along western coast, northeasterlies at around 3 to force 4. If flying Chithing GA, then bases again 12 to 1,500 feet to the east and the south. Not particularly brilliant, but further west, virtually clear skies and much higher bases as a result with good visibility. Certainly west is best. And then into Monday next week, the high stays to the north, but this is an interesting feature here, just coming into the southeast. That indicates an intensification of precipitation is possible. And if that does arrive, that does bring the possibility of some snow. I think just slight accumulations if it comes in, but certainly a cloudy, cold, windy day across many parts of England and eastern parts of Wales. Much brighter towards the north and the west with the high holding on. And then for Tuesday, still the remnants of the high towards the east, still that front across the south, bringing some outbreaks of rain or sleet or even some snow in places and staying pretty breezy to the south. More cloud and still feeling cold, best of the sunshine up towards the north and the west, but the emphasis still on these dry conditions. Now you can see what the GFS ensemble does here. This is the chart for London, and we've got maximum temperatures on here, and just notice how these red colours here are picking up as we go through the period early to the middle part of next week. So certainly a warming trend after the cold of the next few days. But what's of interest here as well are the yellow squares. Notice the yellow squares. Follow the line of those yellow squares. This is of interest to farmers and growers. Look, you see how they do pick up. They're getting towards the 3 or 4 degree mark. So an indication that soil temperatures starting to warm up a little bit after being so cold this week. Now, in terms of rainfall, this is the total rainfall running up to the 1st of March for Europe. And notice how across the British Isles, how it really is just these eastern areas that sees most of any rain. But even then, we're only up to a sort of the 5mm category at the most. You can see how with the displacement of the jet stream southwards, most of the rain is through Iberia, it's running through Switzerland, through northern parts of Italy, running up into Eastern Europe here, through the Balkans, through Italy as well, and back out again. It's in this area where most of the rainfall is, and you can see as well a section of the jet stream diverted towards the north, bringing rain across the northern parts of Scandinavia. But for this mass area of central parts of Europe here, we are in generally dry conditions. And then, of course, the question becomes what happens next. This is the 7 to 10 day mean of the 500 millibar flow running from next Thursday through to Sunday the 3rd of March. We've got the ECMWF on the left here, we've got the GFS on the right. And these charts showing some differences across the British Isles, particularly here, look, this trough up towards the north on the ECMWF, whereas that is a much weakened feature on the GFS. In fact, the GFS is showing well above normal heights throughout the period across the British Isles, but the ECMWF is breaking those heights down. So the question really becomes, how does this develop? What actually happens? I suspect at the moment that probably it's the ECMWF that has it, with a colder north to northerly flow coming through during the period of the early part of March. We may see that slight increase in temperatures that GFS suggests, but it could be that we find snow showers across the north. I think for many areas of the British Isles, the dry weather continues, although I think it remains on the cool side. So one part of the long-range forecast has turned out correct in terms of it being cool, but the other part hasn't in terms of it being unsettled, because it's actually drier conditions that we're seeing than we were originally expecting. So hopefully that's been useful for you. Thanks again for watching weatherweb.net. As I said at the beginning, we kept free of charge by the adverts you see around the screen. It's by you coming back and using the site and using the adverts. That's what keeps us free of charge, so thank you for doing that. And once again, thank you for watching weatherweb.net, and keep the sun shining. Bye for now.